Two groups coming your way. First group, closest to me, Franco Collapinto. Then we have Lewis Hamilton and Lance Stroll. And why don't we start with the honorary citizen of Brazil. Lewis, you're back in a country you love, at a circuit you love, where you've had a lot of success in the past. Just how excited are you ahead of this Grand Prix?
Good afternoon, everyone. I love coming here. I've been really excited about the trip and just getting back. Every opportunity I have to spend time here, you learn more about the culture. You are able to engage more. I know Senna Foundation did an amazing event last night with all the great work that they're doing, and it's just the colors, it's Ayrton, it's the culture, the people. So you really vibe off that through the whole weekend.
Lewis, you say it's Ayrton. There's a very special thing happening on Saturday evening here. You're going to be driving his 1990 McLaren. How special is it for you to commemorate him here at Interlagos?
Well, I mean, every time we come here is an opportunity to do that. And I think so many of the drivers also do that. But I never in a million years thought I'd ever get to drive Senna's car here. So when I remember someone contacted me, my manager told me about it, and I jumped at the opportunity. I did, back in the day when I was at McLaren, I did get the chance to drive the MP44 around Silverstone, which was incredible. And but just the thought of driving that car around here, if you look at I remember the races where when he finally won here and held the flag, and yeah, it will definitely be quite an emotional experience, and I hope people are here to see it. I had a helmet made with his helmet made for me, but I don't know if we're using that one tomorrow. But I think the initial hope was for it to be a surprise. So I had a whole white suit and his helmet, and you'd go out and drive the lap, and it would just look like it was him out there. But somehow it got out there again. It's impossible to keep things quiet.
Lewis, it's a manual gearbox. How's your heel and towing these days?
I'm always heel and towing, so I should be. No, it used to be really good when I was younger, and when I did the MP44, I was able to do it back then. It's something I miss. I wish we had that in Formula 1. I mean, the two-pedal thing is just not exciting, and they need to bring back the H-box. It was awesome.
Look, let's bring it back to Mercedes now. What's happening this weekend? A sprint weekend. It was the best combined performance for the team since the summer break last weekend in Mexico. Just how confident are you of getting a good performance here?
Confident. I mean, it's been a very turbulent year. I think we always arrive with confidence and with a positive mental attitude, but the car is just, I don't know how I'm sure it's similar for the other drivers, but there's glimpses of hope, and then things swing back and forth, whether it's tires, whether it's the aero. So it's, you never know what you're going to get. I always feel like Forrest Gump when I say that, but then it's, yeah, I'm hoping the car, the last race was really positive for us in terms of the end result, but through the weekend was definitely with George's crash during the weekend, and then I started with a bad start of the race, but then got better towards the end. So there's definitely potential within the car, and we're always just looking to fine-tune it and hope that we can extract more from it. And I'm hoping with the new surface track layout here, maybe a surface, maybe we can have a better race.
All right, good luck. Enjoy it as well. Lewis, thank you for that. Franco, coming to you now. Would you fancy a run in Senna's old McLaren?
I would. I'm not as good as Luis in the heel and toe part, but I'll try to do my best.
All right.
No, it will be amazing, and I think it's an incredible opportunity that any driver in this world would love to have. Of course, Luis is the right person to get that chance, and to do it here in Interlagos in such a special year for Ayrton. It's, I think, a very unique moment for all the Brazilian fans, for Luis, for all of us, the drivers, to enjoy the moment together and keep doing this tribute to Ayrton, that he really deserves it. He was my idol and hero since I was very, very young. That's why I started to look at Formula 1 and watching the movies, reading all the books on the history. And I think him being from South America, it's also a little bit more of a relationship to me, and how he got to Formula 1 and how he fought his pathway to where he arrived. And yeah, he's definitely a big inspiration for me, and it's going to be great to see his car going around here.
Well, Franco, we last had you in the press conference in Baku. You've now done 5 races in Formula 1, 2 points finishes. Just sum it all up, how do you feel it's going?
It's going well. It's going well. Of course, the start in Baku it went very well. We scored a few points with both cars. It was a very positive start. We come from a weekend that was a little bit more tough for myself. It was a very low grip track, very tricky with aero. The tires, they were not really cooling down, and I just struggled a little bit to find the best performance in qualifying. The race was really positive, and we had very good pace, so that was on point, but it was just qualifying was a bit tricky for me. Trying to find a bit better the balance of the car was very difficult to drive the car in quali, and just struggling a bit, but confident to come here. Of course, another track that I don't know, another sprint weekend as Austin, and I think we carry good momentum. Austin was points, and yeah, here more opportunities for points again. So looking forward to it. Of course, my first time racing in Brazil, and to be so close to my hometown, to Argentina, it's very special. It's the closest race I'm gonna be having since I started racing. So it's gonna be a very unique one, and a track that has a lot of history and legacy in motorsport, so it's going to be great.
A lot of Argentine flags, I would have thought, in the grandstands as well. Thank you for that. Lance, let's come to you now. If there's a car from history that you'd like to drive, can you name one?
I mean, something from back in the day like that. You know, so much lighter than what we're driving now, and yeah, I think that's already huge. Just remove a couple 100 kilos from what we're driving now, and it's a lot more fun. So yeah, something from back in that era.
All right. Well, look, what about this weekend? You had both you and Fernando had a good run here last year, 3rd and 5th in the Grand Prix. Does that give you some confidence coming into the weekend?
Oh, I mean, not really, because we're in a different situation to where we were last year. You know, we had a good car here last year, so when the car's good, those results come. When the car's less competitive, it naturally just becomes harder for those results to come. So yeah, let's see though. It's a great track. I always enjoy coming here. It's a great, it's got a great rhythm and flow, and it's a lot of fun to drive. So and maybe a bit of weather to mix things up, which always makes it interesting and you know, presents opportunity.
All right, thank you for that. Let's now open this to the floor. We'll start with the broadcasters, please. Who's first?
Hello, this is Roland Rodriguez from Dazón, Spain. A question to Franco. Franco, you're doing amazing job with Williams. My question is, if you have the chance to race in other team for next season, do you think Williams is gonna favor this situation?
Well, I think I shouldn't be the person asked about that. Of course, I don't know the answer, and I guess yes. I think if Williams cannot give me a race seat, I think the normal thing is that they allow me to go somewhere else, and that they find the best opportunity for me for the future. But I'm not the right person to be asked. I should be the last one, you know. I'm here with Williams this weekend, and I'm gonna try to do my best here in Brazil. It's a very exciting race, great atmosphere, and I cannot wait to be driving the Williams around Interlagos. So, look, it's I think for the future, and it would be great that it happens. I thought I was not gonna be racing F1 next year, and that's still my first view. So I don't really get too excited about whatever is they're talking around. But yeah, let's see.
Thank you, Franco. Yeah.
Yeah, Albert Fabrega, ESPN Latam. Also, following that for Franco, there's a lot of talks and rumors around your future in the paddock. How did you manage all these things? How do you that affects yourself when you're going on track? And which is your ideal situation? Where would you like to be next year?
I would like to be in Formula 1. I came very late in the year, and I got an amazing opportunity by Williams, by James. Sven, everyone in the team gave me a lot of trust, confidence to put me in that race seat. And I got an amazing chance that I was not expecting to get this year. And I try to do my best and have the best results possible to show that I deserve a seat here, and that's what I'm trying to show and to achieve, you know. And if it's not next year, I hope that it's in 26 or 27. And yeah, it's just, you know, I'm not really having much pressure or anything like that. I'm trying to enjoy the moment, enjoy the opportunity that I've got. It was my dream since I was very little to drive a Formula 1 car, you know, and now to be here doing these last 9 races, it's very special. So just enjoying.
Thank you. Yeah, another one.
Mara San Giorgio, Sky Sport Italy. A question to Luis. Luis, you have, I think, the great honor to drive this weekend the Senna's car. You were a McLaren driver. You won here your first title with them in 2008. Are you keeping an eye on the fight between McLaren and Ferrari for the constructors? And are you thinking that it's a big shame not be in the game with your team this year?
Of course, that's what we would have all loved to have been in the fight for the championship. That's what everyone works towards. We knew at the beginning of the year it was going to be tough as soon as we hit the ground. And we didn't expect to also have some of the success we had. Obviously, Silverstone, everyone worked so hard to get that result, which I'm so incredibly grateful to the team for. But yeah, it definitely... I know this team so well, and I know that the result and the position we're in this year will just only fuel them even more to work harder to have a better car next year. And no, I'm not really watching much up ahead unless I'm like in the battle and I go behind, like in the last race. I saw them for a second, and then they were gone. Yeah, just focusing on trying to do the best job I can.
You are interested thinking about your future?
I'm very interested about my future, of course. And so, in that respect, keeping an eye, yeah. Watching everything that happens.
Have you been very encouraged by the performances of Ferrari recently?
Of course, it's been, through the year, at the beginning of the year, if you look at somewhere like maybe China already, but the Red Bull was like a second ahead. And it's been quite incredible to see the McLaren rise, and then Ferrari in the last few races, to see their progress, and just trying to keep an eye on everyone's car and what they're changing and what they're adding. And we all watch the video, all the drivers, we all watch the onboard laps, and we're always trying to see where we can gain time. And there's some cars that just react differently and better or worse in certain areas, and trying to figure out how you can find that within either your balance or get the team to develop the car in that direction.
Thanks, Luis. Yeah, another one, Diego.
Diego Mejia, Fox Sports Mexico. A question to Luis. You had the chance to battle Franco back in Baku. Just wanted to get your view on what he has done so far and what you think about his chances for next year. I mean, how tough would it be to not have him on the grid next year?
Well, I think he's done an incredible job. I think to last minute to be called upon and thrown into the deep end in this sport. Majority of us, if we're lucky to get in the sport, we have a bit of a run-up. If you look at, for example, young Kimi, for example, he's got a lot of test days before his first race. I think he will have over 20 days or something in the car, which is unprecedented. And as well for this guy here, he didn't have that, so he just jumped straight in and he did a fantastic job. And it was really great to, as I said in the race, it's always great to see young people and young talented individuals get the opportunity to come through and shine, and I think he did that in the first race. We had a great little battle and it was super safe. It was hard but fair, and I think he's earned his right to be here. There still is a seat available, and he's saying it's not for him to decide, but my advice would be to make sure that I would be pushing on my side to make sure, doing absolutely everything. And at the end of the day, he's got to just continue to focus on doing his job every weekend as he is. Hopefully he's got good people behind him who are doing the right job to make sure that he's here racing next year.
Thank you, Lewis. Right, any more from the broadcasters? Yes.
Hello, Margot Lafitte, Canal+. Question for Lewis. You've been battling for many world titles, strong from that experience. What are your thoughts about the battle between Lando and Max? Your opinion on their assets and their strengths, both of them?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, I think it's really exciting for the sport, firstly, to the last couple of years, not necessarily so exciting, obviously, with Max just leading the way, and that sometimes happens, but I think it's been really exciting for the fans to see that it can go right down to the wire at the end of the year. There's still a possibility of Lando catching up. I read somewhere, I think he's got to get 11 points more or something in each race or something over these next races, which is definitely possible with the performance they have. Yeah, it's. I mean, we all know Max and his strengths, and can't really say too many weaknesses, if any. And you've got obviously Lando, who's really rose to the occasion and has been really leading the team. And I haven't really spent too much time looking at how they're racing and how they're positioning the cars. Obviously, everyone knows of what happened in the last race or the last two races, but everyone will have an opinion on it. But at the end of the day, those two are the drivers. They know what they're doing. I'm really excited to see what happens over these next races, and I'm just hoping that I can at least have a good seat view to watch it all as they'll be ahead.